Hi, this is Laquitha. I want to go over the stop motion horror comedy short Nostril. This was created by Michael Dondero and Shang Nan Dong. So, this animation starts off with a couple that's in bed. The husband is snoring, and he's snoring so loudly that he begins to suck up all of the different objects in the room into his nostrils. And then what ends up happening is that his wife is also sucked into his nose, and her scale changes from a full size full scale person into a shrunken person who is small enough to um, travel and be pulled up into his nose. And this film is supposed to kind of pay tribute to altered scale movies from the 1950s, so where they kind of change the scale, and then you have a story that takes place at a different ratio of the size of people to their surroundings. And so the wife is having this entire adventure inside of his nostrils and having to battle these booger monsters and ultimately pull one of his nose hairs in order to be shot back out into the room after he sneezes. And then it's back to, just having their married people moment of just being in bed, sleeping and rolling all over the place and snoring and all of that. This was a very creative way of conveying that reality of people being in their most vulnerable states and just relaxed and sleeping, and for some people that's snoring, and how it could be uncomfortable for others and kind of create in this case a very exaggerated situation. But it's a really nice homage to those types of films from the 1950s where they show that scale, and then it's very endearing the way that they incorporated that into what they would classify as a horror comedy short. So check it out if you get a chance.